I don't want to put them down, but just humor me for a second. I know I probably should be just doing on my first impressions right now, but just humor me for a second. So basically there was this thing that happened over the weekend called, basically there was an organization that tried to present itself called Bully Hunters, which was basically, if you've ever, which is supposed to be a response to sexual harassment in games, or more specifically, harassment, in a game called CS:GO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. You guys may have heard of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. The last time I played a first-person shooter was back in Black Ops 2, so yeah, I am pretty much rusty. I'm thinking of maybe getting back in. I don't know. I heard Fortnite's doing alright. I don't know. Should I get back in? Or not? Well, anyways, apparently, there's been a little bit of controversy over the fact that, well, this was sort of staged, like it was something that was supposed to be real, but eventually when the live stream came on live, they realized certain parts weren't live, and it was actually kind of scripted. And think way more scripted than some pieces of the news in CNN. So, yeah, eventually they had to shut down the whole thing. And quite frankly, I don't think that even if it did get off the ground successfully, I don't think it would be a good, it would have been successful anyways, because, well, if you just think logically, I mean, it's kind of like the superhero paradox, where it's like, once one person actually gets, whether you're fighting for good or evil in the sense of crime, say, whether you're doing it for a personal game or doing it to protect the city, if someone starts gaining superpowers, the other side will gain a superpower, Like, for example, the Green Goblin, Sandman, Doc Ock, they were all in response to Spider-Man, so, just think about it. I mean, wouldn't it make sense, like, say, if the guys really wanted to screw with these gamers, like, they could just, make a call, claim that one of them is being harassed, and then in turn start directly combating the bully hunters. If you really think about it, you're kind of dooming yourself out here. Alright? So it's not really something. And also, I found out that the whole reason why they were even making this, or supposedly what they were doing, is they were trying that one of their sponsors was SteelSeries, which was basically a company that made headphones. So basically they had made special order headphones for the bully hunters, and I'm just like, if you really just wanted to sell headphones, just do what everyone else does, product placement, or I don't know, it's like advertising companies, you guys have kind of lost it. Like, you want to know a really good example of product placement? Sword Art Online Alternative. Like, seriously, where they show one of the characters using, like, modern day headphones, specifically a pair of Sony headphones. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you guys right now, yes, even I am using Sony headphones. However, I'm just telling you guys right now, I am not sponsored by Sony. I wish. If I was, I would probably be pushing for them to put Spectacular Spider-Man back on the air, because I really want more episodes of that show. That was one of my highlights of my young adolescence. So yeah, we're talking about Gale Online Alternative. Or rather, Sword Art Online Alternative Gale Online. I am so sorry for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I did not like SAO originally. Like, how do I say this? Like, the first season, well, you guys know the controversy that arrived out of that one. And I'll be honest, when I went into season 2 of the anime, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna expect this to be a completely different story. Like, it was mildly, at its best, it was mildly entertaining. Like, there were a couple of slow parts that, honestly, I could not push myself through going. And, well, on the worst end of the spectrum, it's like, there were so many logic jumps, so many things I could just nitpick, that if I really wanted to destroy it, I could destroy it right now. Or rather, I wouldn't be the first person to destroy it, It's like you've seen the reviews. It's like it looks great, but it's not exact. It doesn't work out in the end. However, Sword Art Online Alternative kind of picks up almost directly after and is sort of a separate storyline altogether. Heck, it's even done by a separate studio. It's not even done by a. It's not even done by a. It's actually done by a separate studio. It's not being done by Steak Sauce Pictures. I mean A1 Pictures. Sorry, I get the two confused. I think I forget the studio it's getting made, but it's even being done by a different director. But it's only Sword Art Online, Gale Online in name. However, it tells a pretty different story. Now, I'm gonna do what I don't normally do and just go straight into episodes 1 and 2, since those are the episodes that were made as of the making of this video. So let's actually jump into it. So basically what it shows in the first episode is that apparently, so in the first season we were shown one of the game modes in the anime. Now there are typically 3 game modes as far as I know, 4 if I could guess it, but you know, I think we all know what kind of game mode I would include. But basically, first game mode would just be the typical leveling up of just fighting monsters in the middle of the desert or in the forest or whatever, just basically gaining XP. The second one is apparently a 1v1 style match called Bullet and Bullets. You know, basically where you just, you know, attack a single player to see who survives out of the first one. And the third one, which is the one being introduced, is called Squad Jam, which I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I think if you're gonna make a multiplayer, it better be team based. Like I you know, it's like I guess it's just because I'm used to, you know, having teammates that are better than me, but I don't know. Like I usually end up being that one guy that is trying to find a perch, or that's usually trying to play it cautiously. So that's pretty much how I play it. I care a lot about my KD, okay? I care a lot. So anyways, in this case, it seems like a sort of a group competitive version of it. Now, the story really takes place from the perspective of LLENN, or, you know, spelled with LLENN, who is basically this female short character who pretty much is obsessed with pink. I mean the color, you know, not the singer. Pink's okay, but she's gotten a little iffy over the years. Anyways, in the game, it seems like there's multiple groups of people. One group of people, the people that are just there for the novelty. 2, the people who honestly just want to prove that they're best in the game. And 3, apparently a group of people that is taking the game, but only just to improve their skills in real life. Now it's shown. Now this is something that I think is personally one of my favorite. Like, it's almost theory confirmed for me. Now I had this conspiracy theory that the whole reason why Gale Online was made in the story is because the U.S. military wanted to create a virtual reality game specifically to A, train their soldiers, and B, find potential candidates to later turn into officers. You know, kind of a whole Ender's Game theory. You know, I could probably elaborate more on this in another video if you guys want me to do it. So you know. However, here's the thing: they're playing. So they pretty much play the way they would in real life. However, LLENN gives them a run for their money by pulling off a Red Dawn scenario, as in she actually, like, you know, gets the pros to pretty much take out all the other squads, and the last squad remaining would pretty much go into the suburbs, where she'd be waiting in a suitcase, pop out like a jack-in-the-box, Wolverine style. And I mean Wolverine as not the Marvel character. I mean you guys ever seen Red Dawn? Like, you know, where basically they just pop out of the hole. Like, they had holes cut out where they get the Russians to chase one of the girls. The girl just runs down this field, and then out of the field, a bunch of guys with AKs pop out and Wolverines! Seriously, I was yelling Wolverines at the end of that first episode. So, anyways, that's pretty much just the introduction to it, you know, sort of to get us to coming back for the next episode. That way, because then after that, we get a bit of a flashback where it shows us who LLENN is in real life, which is in reality a very tall girl by the name of Karen. Now, here's the thing about Karen. She kind of has a bit of a complex over the fact that she is, well, pretty darn tall. I forgot the exact measurements. I think it's 185. I don't know how that translates into inches, but I don't know. Is being too tall that much of a hindrance on your social life? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think so long as you don't pass like the 6'9" threshold, I think that's I think you're okay to be tall. You know, be tall as we want. But anyways, she ends up hearing about virtual reality for the first time. So really, we're gonna be seeing the story from the perspective of a first-time gamer. So yeah, this is someone who, you know, this is something that honestly I think a lot of people can probably relate to, because, you know, for the people that aren't into gaming, this is something that you know, you can jump in with a fresh new perspective and sort of grow along with the character. And for someone who already is a gamer, this is sort of a type of nostalgia setback to where it's like, oh yeah, I remember when I first started playing Call of Duty, or when I first started playing Battlefield, or when I started playing CSGO, you know? It's like, you know, it's a pretty interesting, you know, why not? Reminisce about it. Now, here's the thing. I think they did acknowledge just how much of a pain in the ass. So there's this bit of a conversion theory, like basically, the game does not let you pick your own avatar. Like, it certainly allows you to pick what they wear and such, but in terms of general appearance, like say hair color, like, okay, let me explain this. In America, players get to pick whatever character they want it to look like. Like, you could even have a black girl Nazi if you wanted to. In Japan, character picks you. Oh yeah. So yeah, Yakov Smirnoff jokes aside, it becomes a bit of a pain in the ass for her, because it took her like 37 games before she reached Gun Gale Online, and where she's like, oh my god, my character is either tall, non-human, or just straight up ugly. Like, what? Why is anyone putting up with this shit? Like, this would be painful. Like seriously. Like, I think some people who almost have a criticism for SAO in this aspect, it kind of raises a lot of questions now that you think about it. Like, how the heck do some of the characters have characters that look exactly like them in real life? And how the heck do other characters have characters that look almost completely different from what they look like in real life? Like, others it's just, you know, like a change in hair color or whatever, whereas others it's just like a complete body change. Like, where do we draw the line? So anyway, she finally gets to Gun Gale Online, and she finally gets that character she wants, which is basically a 150 tall, you know, 150 centimeters, 150 tall character, which she names LLENN. And I'm just like, and she's just like having a field day, like, yay, I'm a midget! And then she realizes what kind of game it is, and we are given one of the greatest tutorials ever since Modern Warfare first started, or Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, I'm a huge COD fan. Shut the hell up, alright? Yeah, although, you know, again, I stopped at Black Ops 2. So yeah, we're pretty much, and I'm just wondering, how come we weren't shown this? I guess they just really wanted to introduce Xenon in that one. But seriously, could you imagine Kirito being put through the ringer through that kind of tutorial? Like, seriously, like this. Seriously, this reminds me more of like, you know, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That's like that's kind of the reminiscence I get from that. So yeah, pretty much after that, she starts getting really into Gun Gale Online. Like, she pretty much just, you know, does all the monster hunting and does all the questing. And yeah, in general, for her, it's a pretty chill experience, and it almost shows you a lot more of what could have been a pretty interesting anime. Like, had they just scrapped the original idea and just gone with this, it's like, I think I would have been a lot more interested in that. However, she then meets another character, who is also a female, who goes by the name of Pitohi. Now, here's something that someone from the Czech Republic told me. Apparently, pitoki or I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but apparently in Czech it means pussy dick. I just wanted to leave that there. So it's honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. It's kind of giving me a clue as to what exactly she looks like in real life. But yeah, just in general. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching this. Like, this does seem like a pretty interesting show, and I'm definitely going to be drawn into this. So let me know what you guys think of this show. If you guys are excited. If you ask me, I think it's definitely a lot better than season 2 of Sword Art Online. But before I go, I want to actually do a little bit of a survey, which you guys can go ahead and do it in the comment section now. Let me actually bring the camera more into focus. That way you guys can see what exactly I'm gonna try to ask you guys. So yeah, so in this corner we have LLENN, who, by the way, uses a P90, and according to her stats, she is a pure AGI character or agility character, meaning she's like her hat implies, she runs as fast as a rabbit. So yeah, that's just her stats for the first character. And the second one is Kirito from the second season of Sword Art Online, who uses an FN57 and a discount non-Disney lightsaber. By the way, I should probably mention that both the P90 and the 57 use the same caliber bullets, so yeah, it seems like the damage is going to be similar. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. And until then, this is me saying, thank you for being smart. Sayonara.